Mark Leiter Jr. needs to be put on the postseason banished list. Then we have Volpe starting at shortstop, banished. He's a glorified bench player, so I don't want to see him starting at shortstop, banished. Devin Williams, after the 6th inning, banished. Okay? Mark Leiter Jr., Devin Williams, and Anthony Volpe starting at shortstop. You've been put on the banish list.
That one's driven deep to center field. Going back, Cowser still back. Track, wall, see ya! Right over the wall into Monument Park.
Please carry it in October, please. Please just carry it over into October. Please. All right, I did my part. Now do your part. Hit the like and subscribe button.
High fly ball. Deep left center. Cowser back. Track, wall, wow. See ya!
Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Judge and Big G go back to back, and the Yanks beat the Birds in the Bronx. We've got highlights. We got Aaron Boone's post-game press conference. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. And don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports Talk with sports nuts. Don't forget to follow.
Well, there you have it, folks. The Yankees win the crucial first game at the stadium against the Birds in this 3-game set. But guess what? Everybody else in the AL East won tonight. Boston won and Toronto won. So this division is deadlocked. This is what it comes down to, folks. The last 2 games of the season, Saturday and Sunday. Who's going to flinch first? The Blue Jays or the Yankees? A first-round bye is on the line. It's either go into a 3-game set at home or you get a week off and we'll see you on Saturday. And the Yankees looked like they were revving up and getting ready in their postseason form when you got Big G hitting 2 bombs tonight and you got Aaron Judge going back-to-back and a belly-to-belly with Big G. That's the team that's going to win a chip. If they can bring this version of the Yankees to October when the calendar changes, we will be singing this team's praises. Listen, man, it comes down to the sheer fact that the Yankees now are 52-7 when Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton both hit a home run in the same game, and that's exactly what happened tonight. And listen, the Yankees did what they had to do, and everyone was complaining that the Yankees were beating the White Sox. But this could have been a letdown game tonight with Will Warren going, who hasn't been going well, and we'll talk about him. But with Will Warren going tonight and letting up the runs that he usually does, the bullpen was on notice. And guess who came up aces again tonight? He put his cigarette out by the dumpster at AutoZone. By the way, you buy 2, get 1 off, windshield wiper fluid. Just mention Tim. I'll give you 50% off Hill. Is there anybody else that you trust in this bullpen more than Tim Hill? No. I've seen Luke Weaver dip. I see Bender, a bunch of blow-a-dicks down in Miami. I've seen everybody in this bullpen have their troubles. Tim, King of the Hill, is lights out. And if you need a guy to get a ground ball, and what he came in tonight, the mess that Mark Leiter Jr. created tonight, and it seems that's all Mark Leiter Jr. does is create messes wherever he goes. Where's Yarborough? That's what I want to know. Mark Leiter Jr., we keep seeing his ugly face. Where's Yarborough? He should replace Mark Leiter Jr. from now on. Mark Leiter Jr. is banished. We'll get to the banished list, by the way. But back to Tim, King of the Hill. Listen to this stat about Tim, King of the Hill. There's been 72 men all season on base when he's entered the game. Okay? 4 of those guys have scored. So Tim Hill, if you need a ground ball in October, and guess what? You don't think Tim Hill is chomping at the bit to get into that postseason when he knows he should have been in the World Series rather than Nestor Cortez. He's the lefty that should have been in there and shut Freeman down. But this year will be the payback tour of Tim, King of the Hill. Now, look, Mark Leiter Jr. needs to be put on the postseason banished list. I'm putting some people on the postseason banished list tonight. First, Mark Leiter. Then we have Volpe starting at shortstop, banished, okay? Pinch running in late innings, maybe a pinch hit. It seems like he gets more rest, he gets more hits. Maybe the whole thing about Anthony Volpe is he can't play 162 games. Maybe Anthony Volpe is an effective player over 111 games, and now that we got Caballero, maybe that can have a little platoon at shortstop, even in the postseason, but even in the regular season next year. I think Anthony Volpe's not an everyday player. He's a glorified bench player, so I don't want to see him starting at shortstop. Banished. Devin Williams, after the 6th inning, banished. Okay? Hopefully it gets to the Yankees are kicking ass and they're up 4 runs, put Devin Williams in the 6th inning. Other than that, Mark Leiter Jr., Devin Williams, and Anthony Volpe starting at shortstop, you've been put on the banish list. Also, I heard some batshit crazy story today that at the trade deadline, the Yankees were going to think about selling, which I was in favor of if Aaron Judge had to get Tommy John surgery. I was going to say sell the whole team. So they said if Aaron Judge had to get Tommy John, the franchise was going to trade Trent Grisham to the New York Mets for Brett Beatty, the third baseman, who actually, coincidentally, just got hurt and taken out of tonight's game. But could you imagine where this team would be without Big Sleep Trent Grisham, without the hybrid Albert Einstein and Reggie Jackson's baby who has come alive this year? Imagine if he was doing what he's doing right now in Queens. I would be tearing my nose hairs out and selling them on the black market. But that's neither here nor there. Also, grievances. Can the Major League Baseball fans and the internet stop blowing the Mariners? Okay? If I got to hear about Big Dumper being a catcher and the task it takes to on a catcher, and did you know he's a switch hitter and all this, and then the Mariners are red hot. Listen. Okay, if it's one thing I know, the Mets are going to Mets and the Mariners are going to Mariners. They've been to the postseason 3 times since I started watching baseball. In fact, the year that they had the best record in Major League Baseball, they went to the playoffs and they got knocked out in the first round in 5 games by guess who? The New York Yankees. So I'll believe it when I see it. Plus, you got to remember, all the Seattle Mariners added Cleveland Guardians on their team, who the New York Yankees own. Also, historically, the New York Yankees own the Mariners, and the New York Yankees are 5-1 against the Mariners this year. So I say bring it on. Not to mention, what would you have as a fan? Let me know in the comments below right now, because I heard a little scuttlebutt on Sports Talk Radio today. People were saying that they would rather have the New York Yankees play in the first round so they don't get cold. Now, I heard a lot of people say they want to skip the first round so they can rest, get guys healthy, and get their rotation in order and pretty much have a few days off. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think? What do you feel more comfortable with? Do you feel like since the Yankees are so hot that they should just keep rolling and keep playing these games? Or do you think the week off would be good? In my case, I've always been a big fan of keep the ball rolling in baseball. The worst thing for a hot team in baseball is the day off. They can be a completely different team the next day. And as John Sterling would always say, the starting pitcher changes every day. That's what makes baseball different than every other professional sport, Susan. You have the quarterback. They usually are a consistent thing. You have 5 starting pitchers. Anything can happen. I heard Michael Kay say today on his show, I was actually listening to his show for once, and he was saying that people are out of their minds for saying that they shouldn't miss the first round and get a bye. And then he brought up the fact that the Dodgers and the New York Yankees, who both had a bye last year, were in the World Series. I think this year's a little bit different. If you look at the road to the ALCS last year, you had the Guardians and you had the Royals, and that's teams that we own. Okay, guys. So then you got to go against the AL East this year, and to be honest, we got to be honest on New York Minute. That's NewYrkMin on Instagram and right here. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. The Yankees have not played the AL East well this year. They have not played the Red Sox well. They have not played the Blue Jays well. They have played them better of late. But as far as I'm concerned, the record, even if it comes down to a tiebreaker, and the Blue Jays and the New York Yankees both sweep these series, since the poor play of the New York Yankees will come back to bite them in the ass this year. So I'll tell you this. I would feel a lot different if the New York Yankees were playing the Red Sox in Fenway, okay? I would have a completely different vibe. But now the New York Yankees are playing the Red Sox in Yankee Stadium. They play the team completely different in Yankee Stadium. And this guy, Beavers, man, how many times have you seen him steal a ball in left field this season? I think it's like 4 or 5 times. This guy's an unbelievable left fielder. And the Orioles are no pushovers, and the Yankees took it to the O's tonight. And I like the fact that they gave him a little bit of room. They gave him a little bit of breathing room. But as far as the playoffs are concerned, it looks like it's shaping up to have the Red Sox in the first round. Whoever wins the division, I think with the way that the Yankees Major League Baseball has realigned the schedules. You know how everybody plays each other once now, National League or American League, which I think is ludicrous, and there shouldn't be American League and National League. But now, since every team plays each other, and you don't see your AL East opponents as much as you used to. Remember back in the days when like the Tampa Bay Rays just came out as a franchise, the New York Yankees would play them 21 to 24 times, depending on the schedule. Now these guys don't see each other a lot. In fact, I kind of miss that because I love seeing them play AL East teams and driving up to Boston and going to see the game up there. But now, since they are playing everybody else, the playoffs are calibrated to have division rivalries leading up until the championship series leading into the World Series. So I'm all about it, man. I would love for the rivalry to get renewed against the Boston Red Sox and the Toronto Blue Jays. I would love it to be a 5-game set instead of a 3-game set. But hey, this is the wacky Major League Baseball playoff brands that we play in. When I grew up as a kid, there just used to be one wild card, and that's it. 3 division winners, 1 wild card, that's it. Now there's 3 teams that get in, and everybody gets in. Just imagine back in the day playing 162 games and not getting in. There was 2 teams, I believe, in the NL East. My memory could be a little fuzzy. The Pittsburgh Pirates and the Atlanta Braves both have 92 wins, and the Pittsburgh Pirates missed the playoffs. In the regular season, they had 92 wins, and the tiebreaker went to the Braves. I could be mixing that up. Please Google me and let me know in the comments below. I know you will, because whenever I mess up, I hear about it. But thank you also for the love comments and for the support comments. And you guys are way too nice to me. You crack me up also in the comments, and I really appreciate you guys following me. But as far as I'm concerned, the Yankees are in postseason form right now. They are clicking on all cylinders. They have to win the 2 next games. So listen, the Yankees are doing well, but we got Aaron Boone's post-game press conference. Bubbles, baboon, buffoon. Like I said, I might have to stop using that because the Yankees have corrected the ship. There's Tim Hill. Look at that. Look at that ground ball. Isn't that that's a thing of beauty. That's like seeing a smallmouth bass on a fresh lake. Whee! Let's go to Aaron Boone's post-game press conference.
Spoke before the game about how dominant Trevor Rogers has been to be able to hit not 1 but 3 home runs off of him early. Just what type of boost is that for the offense and getting the night started?
Yeah, really good at bats against him. Obviously,
that was a real big positive tonight because you know that left-handers will make this team look silly sometimes. Yankees are a left-handed dominant team, but the way that the Yankees handled an ace pitcher, I mean, this guy's been putting up stats. Before tonight, I think he gave up 2 runs like all season long. This guy is lights out. He is a franchise pitcher for years to come, and especially he's young. The Yankees historically, I've joked about it on this show, that if you want to make a pitcher look like a Cy Young Award winner, get him before 25, make him usually a lefty and a no-namer, but this guy's making it a name for himself. And tonight, that, I've always been worried about Skubal coming in from the Tigers being a lefty like that and the Yankees not being able to handle them because they haven't done well against aces and kind of cleaned up against shitty pitching this year. But tonight, this is why this team is starting to mentally lock in. Times throughout the season, when you're playing in July and the dog days of August, and these guys are on game 141, it's a little hard to lock in. But now, with the postseason coming up, these guys can smell October, and these guys are attentive, they're awake, and now they're ready to play some baseball.
He's had an amazing year, an amazing run, and, to hang that level of at-bats, I think probably a little benefited from seeing him last week a little bit. Guys were able to process some things, and I thought they went out, bless you, and executed a really nice game plan, and the two big boys really leaned on a couple.
Talk about
you
talk about the big boys. You look at that third inning in particular. Judges goes 423 feet, takes like 4 seconds to get out.
By the way, where that ball landed, where Stanton hit that thing, I come in the entrance over there all the time, bro. You need a Uber to get to home plate from there. If you've never been in the stadium and you come in through gate 5, okay, come through straight, and then you make your first right, you can see it opens up. There's a small bar on your right. The ball landed there, okay? Dude, I wouldn't walk from there until home plate without running out of breath. Giancarlo Stanton mashed a baseball there tonight. People really don't do that. And tonight, when those two guys are going, knock on wood. My friend asked me who was going to win the World Series this year, and if the Yankees could make it. I told him I'm not answering him because I don't want to jinx the team. But if these guys are going right in October with Big G and Aaron Judge going big, it's going to be a scary proposition for other teams facing us. And now, even with Big G, just his presence in the batter's box is going to scare the shit out of the opposition after what he pulled last year. I'm telling you, intimidation, when Giancarlo Stanton stands there like Michael Myers and he does not move, he does not leave the box, he sits there and he stares at him. All he does is stare at the pitcher, and the pitcher is going to get spooked. And Giancarlo Stanton, I think he might have picked that up a little bit from Juan Soto last year, maybe picked up a little trick of the trade because I didn't see him doing that until Juan Soto with that stare down that he always liked to do and then do the shuffle like, I got you.
Two batters later, Giancarlo Stanton launches one 451. Are you just trying to wrap your head around what you just saw?
A little bit, because I just knew going into today, we had a really, really tough matchup, and to look up, and especially after they hit the
please carry it in October. Please just carry it over into October, please. All right, I did my part. Now do your part. Hit the like and subscribe button
to take the lead, and then boom, answer right back with the 2-run homer, and then or back-to-back two-run homers, both Judgy and G there, and just impressive. The line drive by Judge, and then kind of the more majestic one by Big G there. So huge answer back, after a big 3-run homer by them.
We've seen what Giancarlo Stanton can do in the playoffs. It seemed like a week ago he was still kind of trying to find his rhythm at the plate. Yesterday he had the big double. Today he drove in 5. Just what are you seeing with the way he's locked in right now?
Yeah, I feel like he's.
Yeah, but the thing with Big G is that he's getting locked in, and with other players. Like I say, the trends, okay? When you see a guy striking the ball well, but he's making loud outs, you can see that he's not going well. He doesn't need to go well or go bad. It seems like in the postseason, he flips that switch like the Terminator, and he just goes and accomplishes his mission. And that's what Giancarlo Stanton is doing. He's 35, 36. The guy's a baseball savant. He leads active players with the most home runs. And this guy, the game has slowed down for him. His body just hasn't kept up. But I'm just telling you, man, I can't wait to see Big G in October again this year. And we got the playoffs coming up, guys. I am nervous as fuck, and I am happy as shit. I don't even know how to feel.
So other than what we do between the lines. So our guys are locked in, playing for a lot, focused. But with that said, I'm watching all the time.
Anthony.
Aaron, when Giancarlo is coming out of a slump, is it a flip the switch, one at bat and you go, oh, he's back? Or is it more a series of at bats where you?
Yeah, I don't know. It can be both. You know, sometimes he's grinding through things.
See, and that's the stats you get right here in New York Minute. They put there down there, Stanton and Judge 58th time with a home run in the same game, and I gave you the micro stats, baby. We got 51-7, their record when they both hit a home run in the same game. They are getting close to Garrick and Ruth with 75.
Physically, you know, like yeah. So I don't really ever feel like he really fell out of it. You know, I feel like, you know, obviously he wasn't hot or getting a lot of results there maybe for.
Hold on. The stat I just read processed. Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth homered in the same game 75 times? That's wild.
A real X factor for us.
Oh, yeah. That's who I wanted to talk about. That was my boy,
a few good outings, where he shows that.
Duval is controlled chaos. I love his arm. Luis Heel 2.0 out of the bullpen. He doesn't know where it's going. The batters don't know where it's going. This guy has been a great addition to the New York Yankees from the Giants. Looked a little rough. It looked like him and Bird were going down to AAA, but he righted the ship, and now he's got that electric stuff. Remember, the Yankees last year during the postseason did not have relievers with swing and miss stuff. They had a bunch of pitch-to-contact guys, and especially with the New York Yankees and the way they play defense, it did not bode well for them. That's why they have guys in the bullpen now that are flamethrowers with swing and miss stuff, so the ball doesn't go in his play as much as it should.
99. I mean, he's playing like an all-time great.
Is the key to the batting average just strike zone knowledge?
I think that's a big part for him because obviously, you know, pitchers, unlike probably anyone in baseball, pitch really carefully to him and are going to try and force him to get himself out, or otherwise they're just going to keep it moving and put him on, you know. So he obviously does. He's become really good.
Guys, did you see the score at the bottom? The Marlins came back and beat the New York Mets 6-2. The Mets are in an absolute free fall, and they're getting the heebie-jeebies from the Miami Marlins at the time the Florida Marlins in 05 and 06, who shocked the world, if I can even speak correctly. I'm in shock myself. They came back and they beat them. The Marlins, I think they even moved Alcantara to a certain day so he could be pitched against the Mets. Just like I said, these teams that are out of it, that are in the division, want to play spoiler, and the Marlins are doing their part. Man, the Mets, this is going to be the most colossal collapse in baseball history in New York, and it would be like the Dodgers not making the playoffs.
Controlling the strike zone and not leaving much. If you execute perfectly, you got a chance to get them out. But you make a mistake, you're in trouble. And if you
All right, my adopted son for the year, Will Warren, 5 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, a walk, 7 strikeouts. I like that. He got the strikeouts up today. Listen, I know I told you he's my adopted son of the year, but I will tell the way it is on this team. I don't want to see this guy anywhere close to the postseason. I don't think he should be starting games. Yarborough should be starting games over him. He's got this 4-run inning in him, 3-run inning in him that the Yankees just can't really do, okay? He's been great. I saw a stat tonight. He has the second most starts by a rookie in Yankee history, which is 33, which is a great stat. Great, something to build on, but I think I'm not going to banish him, but he should be put on the back shelf as far as the postseason's concerned. Maybe out of the bullpen, but he can't be starting games. I don't trust him enough. Maybe next year he can build on that, but he doesn't have enough swing and miss stuff, and he meanders on the plate. He has these 38 pitch innings where he just wanders on the mound, and he doesn't really have any direction. So it pains me to say I don't want to see him in a big spot during the playoffs at all. I don't trust him.
Through things. Is he or was he grinding through something?
No, he's good. I mean, he's, us regular people, so, but he stood on it right away. And I'm like, that's just ho-hum into the stands too, quite a bit back. So, what him and Aaron do and the way they can hit the ball, it's different.
Meredith.
Aaron, you made the comment, sometimes Giancarlo is grinding through things. Is he or was he grinding through something?
No, he's good. I mean, he's,
grinding. Grinding. No, he wasn't grinding through an injury. Aaron Brockovich. All right, that's enough of Bubbles Baboon. Bullpen went 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 5 walks. Do not like that. 6 strikeouts made up for the walks, because when you walk guys, that will come back to bite you in the ass in October. But you know what? Since we're here, let's go to the standings. Let's check out the playoff standings right now. All right, there it is. The smoking gun, folks. The Central is tied for first place. The Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Yankees tied for first place. Mariners have clinched. Philadelphia Phillies, Brewers, Cubs, clinch. Now let's take a look at the wild card. New York Yankees 6 games up, own the first one. Red Sox, no new news. The Tigers own the 3rd spot. The Houston Astros are a half game back. So that's who it's going to come down to, is the Houston Astros and the Tigers. The Yankees are going to probably have to play the Red Sox, or they get a first-round bye in the AL East. And, guys, it's going to be so exciting. I haven't been this excited for a postseason in a long time. All the juice is there. We got the Red Sox. We got the Blue Jays. Shit's going to get real quick. And I'm going to have you covered wall to wall right here. New York Minute Sport. It's New York Sports for New York Nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Bye.